We know this feeling. Oh, how we know this feeling. It's that very specific flavor of agony where the victory is right there, you can almost taste it, and then poof, it vanishes. It's not just a failure. A failure is when you completely strike out, but this is worse. This is a heartbreaking flirtation with success, and in the English language we have one perfect, slightly smoky phrase to describe that exact moment. Close, but no cigar. Welcome back to Phrases Explained, the channel where we dig up the linguistic fossils of everyday speech. And today we are stepping right up to find out why near perfection is measured in tobacco products. Why a cigar? Why not a pipe or a cigarette? Why not literally any other consumer product? Well, to find out the answer, we have to travel way back in time to an era of grease paint, sawdust, and questionable safety standards. Welcome to the late 1800s and early 1900s. America is industrializing. Cities are booming, and for entertainment, the traveling carnival is king. The Midway is a sensory overload. The smell of popcorn and sweat, the bright lights, and the loud rhythmic patter of the barker, the guy running the game stall designed to separate you from your nickels. We sometimes call them carnies today. Now these games were, just as they are today, notoriously rigged. The rings were barely bigger than the bottlenecks. The milk bottles were weighted down with lead. The odds were always stacked against you. But the most iconic illustration of our phrase comes from the tests of skill and strength. Think of what's called the high striker. You know the one. You take the giant cartoon mallet, you hit the lever, and you try to ring the bell at the top. You swing with all your might. The puck flies up the track, it's going, and it stops 2 inches from the bell before sliding back down in defeat. It was close, it was impressive, but it wasn't a win. And this is where the prize comes in. In the modern era, carnival prizes are usually cheap stuffed animals that fall apart in the wash, or maybe a goldfish that lives for like 3 days. And that's because in modern days, carnivals are aimed at families and children, so it makes sense that the prizes would appeal to that target audience. But back then, well, believe it or not, carnivals were mainly designed for adults, and so the prizes themselves were geared towards adults, specifically adult men. And the ultimate symbol of adult masculinity, celebration, and minor luxury at the time, that was a cigar. We have to contextualize smoking back then. It wasn't viewed with the health concerns that we have today. A cigar was aspirational. It was what the boss smoked. It was what you smoked when a baby was born or when you closed a big business deal. It was a victory cigar. And at the time, cigars could be bought in bulk for relatively cheap, and they were valued by its target audience. So these became prizes at the carnival. So when you stepped up to that carnival game, you weren't just playing for fun, you were playing for status. So you step up. You pay your nickel, you swing the mallet, of course, the puck stops just before the bell, remember, it's a rigged game, and the barker, needing a quick, catchy way to dismiss your efforts and move on to the next paying customer, would shout it out. Oh, look at that, nearly there, pal, close, but no cigar. Next. It was literally a statement of fact. You were close to winning, but you didn't win the cigar. Now, with all that being said, while the carnival theory is the most widely accepted and colorful origin story, some etymologists, that's those detectives of the word world, they point to another potential source emerging right around the same time, the one-armed bandit, the early slot machine. In the early 20th century, gambling laws were incredibly strict and constantly changing. To get around anti-gambling ordinances, many slot machines were technically trade simulators. They didn't pay out cash, they paid out merchandise tokens. And what could you exchange those tokens for at the bar or counter? Gum, drinks, other random products, or, you guessed it, cigars. Remember, same customer profile, so the same prize profile. And just like the carnival game, the mechanism was designed to create near misses. Seeing 2 winning symbols and just missing the third was psychologically designed to make you put another nickel in. If you hit that near miss, the bartender might look at the machine and say, "Tough break, buddy, close, but no cigar." Regardless of whether it started on the Midway or in the saloon, by the 1920s and 1930s, the phrase began to appear in print. It migrated rapidly from literal gambling scenarios into the wider world of sports and general competition. It became the perfect shorthand for sports writers. A baseball hit that was almost a home run, close but no cigar. A horse that led the whole race and got passed at the finish line, close but no cigar. The phrase worked so well because everyone immediately understood the stakes. The cigar stopped being a literal roll of tobacco and just became a universal metaphor for the prize. Today, we barely even think about the literal cigar when we say it. Heck, we say it to kids who almost got the right answer in math class. We say it when we barely miss a connecting flight. It persists in the English language because it's strangely comforting. It acknowledges the effort. It says, hey, I saw what you did there. It was good. It just wasn't quite good enough. It's the ultimate participation trophy of idiomatic expressions. It's a pat on the back combined with the harsh reality check. So the next time you almost, but not quite achieve your goal, take a moment to smell the phantom tobacco smoke of a 1920s carnival. Hear that barker taunting you, and then step right up and try again. If you almost clicked like on this video but didn't, that would be close but no cigar. So go ahead and do that. Plus ring the bell, the notification bell that is, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. And as always, let me know in the comments below what phrases or words you want us to unpack next. You know I love all your fantastic suggestions, so keep them coming. Until next time, word nerds.